Welcome back, traders, to this week's installment of XAUUSD forecast today. And we're picking up from where we left off on the last video that I did, and that was last week Thursday. So I haven't released a video from that time up to now, right? Between then and now, I have placed a number. Basically, I've been on a losing streak, right? I've been on a losing streak for a hot minute, as you can see by the balance over here. Okay, we had it up to a nice little level. Okay, so that's the balance over here, and basically I just took a whole bunch of bad trades, right? And I brought it all the way down to 56.97. Now it's currently kind of hovering around. Well, the equity right now is sitting at £62, right? It's an open trade, and we're currently £5 and £5 and a little bit in profit right now, and that was due to the buy that I took. So first things first, we're just going to go over all the mistakes that I've made, right, from last week up to now, because I made another error yesterday night, believe it or not, when I put in a trade, right? What I thought was going to happen didn't happen at all. So what we're going to do, because we're going to leave everything here running as it is, and we're going to jump into TradingView, and then I'm going to explain all of my errors there. Right, or actually, as a matter of fact, let me just see if I can get this. Let's go into a 15-minute. Let me minimize this stuff right here. Let's see if it will show everything I want you guys to see. All right, so it's not, the arrows aren't showing. Let me go to properties. Show trade history. Perfect. Okay, do you know what? I don't know why it took me so long to even figure that out. That's just such a joke. But anyways, right, so we got trade history on, so we should see everything. Okay, here we are. So we don't really need to jump into TradingView for that. I can just basically just zoom back in again, and we can see all the mistakes that we made, right? So on the Friday, that trade that you saw that I was in when I was doing the video on the Thursday, the trade that you saw that I was in, right? We had price come all the way up to about this level, at which point the account would have looked super healthy if I had decided to jump out. But however, I didn't jump out because I thought it was gonna go a lot higher than it did, right? So I was taking that by trailing stop over here, right? So we can see this was my entry. This was trailing stop, taking me out with a little bit of profit, but not enough to do the kind of justification that I was after. Then, right, yesterday, Monday, in the morning, I got up, I saw this consolidation in this area over here. So I put in a pending order right here. Okay, so that was where I put in my sell, right? And I put my stop up here, right? And before I even got to where I was going, price had come down, picked up my order, ran all the way back to the top side and shut me out. Boom, I was gone, lost that trade. Then a couple hours later, not too long into the day, I jumped in again with another sell because I was fairly confident that price was going to go my way, completely oblivious to the idea that yesterday was a bank holiday in America, right? Hence why this was so choppy and slow. So I put in a sell over here, right? And then in the early hours of this morning, like literally I woke up at 3 in the morning, so I literally saw that it was gonna go bad, and I was just hoping that it was gonna kind of like fall back down again, right? And that didn't happen. So essentially it went all the way up, boom, took me out. Then seeing what was going on in this area, I decided to wait because this was a small consolidation area. Okay, so it would have been a bad place for me to put in a buy based on the technicals that I go by, right? So I waited for price to clear this descending channel over here. So that's the descending channel. I will draw it out properly on the MT5, so I'm sorry, on the TradingView, so you guys can have a proper look on that, right? See exactly what I mean. So this here is a descending channel, right? So I waited for price to clear that, give or take a couple minutes, because I did miss the overall move. I actually wanted it around this level over here, but I ended up getting it up here, right? So this is where I'm sitting at the moment, and this is where I have my stop right now. Okay, so between now and tomorrow, I might move my stop and turn it into a trailing stop, or I might just leave it as it is and just see what price will give me, right? hopefully I make a good decision, right? Hopefully, right? But we'll see how that goes. So far we've taken a bit of a hit. I've brought the account balance all the way down to a level that I do not like. But I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and I'm hopeful in the skills that I have that I'm going to be able to build everything back up again to where it needs to be. So we're going to go way beyond that whole situation of where it was previously, and we're going to get a much better result at the end of the week. That's the event I'm hoping will take place, right? I think that's a better way of putting it. Now, as it stands, I got to be mindful of this area over here. We could get a price rejection right up here. Okay, if price gets to this level, it could do a retracement. Some people will just want to take the profits off the table, which is fine, understandable, makes a lot of sense. But what it is I'm trying to do is I'm trying to grow this account, and I'm trying to grow this account by going for maximum greed, right? So hence why we get little results like this where account gets taken down to a level where we do not like. But however, that is the game that we play. That's the game that we played. It is what it is, and and that's that. So with that said, we're just going to jump into TradingView right now. Okay, so TradingView, we're looking at everything on a day. I kind of drew out the levels that I'm keeping an eye on, so I'm just going to just catch up on that with you guys, right? So so as we can see here, right, I have preempted a number of decisions. So yesterday I got it all wrong because I thought that we was going to get a lower weekly low, so market was going to be in a direction of looking for the new weekly low for this week. Hence why I put in all the sales that I did, and it all went wrong, right? And it all went wrong. But however, now we know what price is trying to do. We just need to wait and see if it's actually going to clear the previous weekly high, which was set for us over here at 2944.19. So that was the weekly high set for us last week, and that was set on a Tuesday. Okay, we also have the weekly low that was set on the Wednesday as well, and that price point we're looking at 2863.26. right now, the general rule of thumb in terms of the system that I use, which is weekly highs and weekly lows, also bearing in mind major levels such as support and resistance. We have one up here. I was just talking about that briefly, right? But we're going to go into that in a little bit more depth in terms of what's happening in this area and why I may need to be careful in terms of what is happening. So how I normally treat the weekly highs and the weekly lows is really simple. If we get a close above the weekly high or weekly low with a level of force, a level of velocity, a parabolic move that breaks through the weekly high or the weekly low, I'm expecting, okay, price to continue in that direction. We might have some form of consolidation, but bottom line is I'm expecting price to continue in the direction that is moving in. So because that is what I will be expecting, either I will put in a trade, or if I'm already in a trade like I am now, I will just continue to hold it, and I may deploy countermeasures at these levels over here in the form of a trailing stop to secure what I've gained so far. And as we can see, I've done a whole bunch of damage, right, to the account last week and yesterday, right? So yesterday I nuked my situation like twice. Right? So hopefully we're gonna fix all of that. We're gonna fix all of that today, right? We're gonna fix not today. We're gonna fix all of that over the course of the week, and we're gonna have really good results towards the end of this week. And hopefully I will cover everything that I have lost plus a little bit extra, right? So what do we want to take away from this analysis is that first things first, price is now heading to a resistance level. Now, this resistance level was set for us last week in the form of we had a double top last week, right? So that's this area right here where we have the weekly high, but I'm going to try and draw it out to make it a little bit more precise. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Because what I like to do when I'm drawing out these levels is I want to cover all the wicks in that location. Okay, so it just might be a little bit off, but the idea is we cover all the wicks in that area. Okay, so this is the main wick right here, okay? But however, if we just analyze just the bottom half, we can see that price plays around in this zone a fair bit. So it's done it twice, one over here and the second over here, and now it's back at that level again, right? So I may need to really think about what I want to do right now, and I'll make all those decisions once this video is ended, if I'm going to use a trailing stop or if I'm not going to use a trailing stop. We'll figure that out tomorrow, right? So at this level right here, if we get a close above that and the move is a parabolic move, so as we can see, we've got a bit of a powerful candle pushing up right now, okay? So we've got a bit of a powerful one pushing up right now. It's quite small, but it's the tail is quite, it's not that big, right? But however, we barely have a tail at the top, and the time right now we're looking at 7:56. So roughly in 4 minutes this candle is going to close. We're going to see if it produces like a really well, we're going to see what kind of wick it produces, because like I said, I've given you the time, so once this video is posted you can have a look to see exactly what price is doing. But I'm a part of me basically thinking that price is just going to continue pushing up. But however, it's the strength of this candle that is really important, especially as it comes up to this weekly high over here. So if it blasts through that with a serious amount of force, I'm running off the assumption that price is going to continue upwards. So therefore I'm going to hold my position. I'm going to secure some profits in, so chances are I'll probably bring in my trailing stop right under this candle over here. So we'll have a trailing stop roughly around here somewhere, if I can just get a price point on it. So we'll have a trailing stop right about here somewhere. So that will be, say, somewhere in the area, give or take, right, of 29.31.52. Reason why I would put a trailing stop in that area, supposing to making it a little bit lower, is the FVG. Actually, no, there is no FVG in this area. I thought there was one, but there isn't. There is the FVG further down though, but yeah, we're not going to put our trading stop down there. We want to try and lock in as much as possible, so it will probably be up here somewhere, right? So with that said and done, that's my playbook for this week. I'm already locked in, right? I've already managed to get some nice profits on the account, which is fantastic. That is the kind of vibes that I like to go for. And we'll see how everything plays out. So before we wrap up this video, let's see where we are in terms of profit so far, right? And as we can see, we're roughly around 521. I thought we would have done 6, but we're around 520, give or take. So with all of that said and done, my awesome people from all around the world, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. That's really good for the YouTube algorithm. They love that, and obviously help me grow, help my content get out to as many people as possible, especially if you're finding the content useful, right? And I will see you all on the next one.